Hello and welcome to Chapter 2. My name is Bhuvan Unhelkar and it's my privilege to give you some background about what we are going to discuss in this chapter. So first of all, it is important to understand that modeling is an exercise to abstract from reality. If we have to deal with the entire reality as it is, it would be very difficult to handle the entire data set and in case of programming the entire logic. So one of the key value of modeling is to be able to abstract from what is real in a form that can be understood. And once we understand, we are able to influence the reality. And that's what UML helps us do in terms of information technology. It helps us understand what the user wants, what kind of data is out there, how we can abstract, create a model out of it and understand it. And once we do that, then how we are going to influence that reality. So we make use of UML models to help us improve the quality of what we are doing, to enhance reuse, and to provide value to our users. But you will find that modeling is not the same as a methodology. In the earlier UML days, mid 90s, it was all supposed to be a unified method. But then we separated the process from the modeling. And therefore, it is important for you to appreciate that knowing UML doesn't equip us enough to be practical. For example, you can start your modeling with a class diagram, whereas I might start my modeling with a use case diagram or someone else with a sequence diagram. The decision to start with a particular diagram, to iterate through the diagrams, to produce deliverables, to verify and validate their quality, all of this forms part of a process or a methodology. In the early UML era, there were many methods and there was an attempt to unify them as well. So it was called a unified process. And then there were a few specific methods such as Rational's unified process, Open, which is object oriented process environment and notation with Brian Henderson Sellers. There were a few other approaches like that. So in this chapter, we are also going to taste a very popular approach to developing solutions, to developing software, to developing systems, and that is the keyword Agile. Agile also has many variations, many flavors, but in this book we are going to focus only on that aspect of Agile which helps us produce good programs, good software solutions. And there are a few popular Agile methods such as Scrum, Extreme Programming, Crystal, and then variations of Lean, and then Kaizen and its Kanban board, and so on. Of course, my practical take on Agile is that in its pure form, it provides value only to a certain specific kind of software development projects. So what I will introduce to you is composite Agile or Composite Agile Method and Strategy, CAMS for short. So when you come across CAMS, rest assured it is still agile, but it is in a balanced form with a certain amount of planning involved in it. And then in this chapter we start going down to the nitty-gritty of program design, of software engineering, and we start that with a discussion of what is an object and what is a class. Now I just mentioned to you at the start of this little chat that modeling is an abstraction of reality. So in very simple terms, a class is an abstraction of objects. Now objects can be of different shapes and forms, and to introduce the concept of an object we need to go down to a pseudocode example or a programming example. So let's consider a very simple banking object. You and I, we do banking. Our details are represented in a bank through typically records. So I am a customer and there is a customer record, and I have an account and there is an account record. But you also are a customer and you also have an account record. And then I can have a savings account, a checking account, a credit account, a loan account, and so on, and so can you. And similarly, my savings account could be owned by two customers, my wife and myself, and yours can be owned by three joint holders. So what we are seeing is multiple instances, multiple records, multiple objects, so to speak. And we create a class, an abstraction, a model out of them, an account class and a customer class, and so on. So in this chapter, let us stay with what is an object and what is a class. And then of course, the whole modeling constructs come out of this basic understanding of object and class. So I hope you are finding value as you go through the chapters in this book, and are also doing the short discussion sessions and exercises at the end of each chapter. And of course the project work, if you are in a team and putting together a project, then please make sure you do that for every chapter. Take care, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Bye bye.